Welcome back to Bourbon Country Reacts.
Hey everybody, that's Keith. I'm Dustin, and we got another bribe. This one's kind of special.
Yep. So,
Yep. You want to talk about it?
I guess I should. So this is a Joanna bribe. Normally, Dustin talks about the bottles.
Yeah.
But this is a Joanna bribe.
That's why you're talking about
That's why I'm talking about it. And I got a little backstory on this.
Yeah. And
so,
this one's sealed. I ain't tried it yet.
We recently went to a pretty high-end steak restaurant.
What a dick.
Pretty high-end steak restaurant, and my son asked for, he saw a barrel pick for this Bardstown on the menu from the restaurant. Restaurant's called Prime47.
Yeah, it's a nice steakhouse here in Indiana.
It's really good. And I ordered a pour of Four Roses single barrel, which if you know anything about bourbons, you know that's a decent bourbon, right?
You're not going to overpay for it.
It's not super high end, but it's definitely a decent bourbon.
Yeah.
So my boy he sips it and is like, oh wow. Let me have a sip of that.
Do you have a little more experience with whiskeys than he does?
A little bit. And immediately made the statement, I chose poorly.
Well, here you go.
I've got some commentary about this we can talk about after the song.
Okay.
Which, this being a Joanna bribe, kind of want to, I'll talk about it after the song, I think. Because there's a reason for this song that she's requesting.
I think that's a fair point, but we got to tell him it is Johnny Cash.
It's Johnny Cash, Man in Black.
So the only way this was ever going to be on the channel was via bribe, because we both heard this.
Actually, I'm not sure I have.
What?
I think I've heard pieces of it.
But not the whole thing.
But not the whole thing.
But we're also...
What?
Men in Black.
I'm a man in a Pitbull t-shirt.
Okay, but we're both... All right, hit play.
And an Audi hat.
Uh-huh, go. Just play.
And I'm on a couch.
All right. You are on a couch.
Look around the other day. I talked with several of you, and we asked each other a lot of questions. I asked you questions, you asked me questions, and an idea for a song started brewing then. And since I saw you last Saturday, I wrote this song. And I just finished writing this song, the fourth or fifth rewrite this morning, so that's why I've got to have the cards to remind myself of what the words are, the last version I wrote.
Wow.
This song is a very personal thing, I suppose you might say, but it's the way I feel about a lot of things. This song is called The Man in Black. Well, you wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright colors on my back, and why does my appearance always have a somber tone? Well, there's a reason for the things that I have on. I wear the black for the poor and the beaten down, living in the hopeless, hungry side of town. And I wear it for the prisoner who has long paid for his crime, but still is there because he's a victim of the times. I wear the black for those who've never read or listened to the words that Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Well, you'd think he's talking straight to you and me. Well, we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, in our streak of lightning cars and fancy clothes. But just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back, up front there ought to be a man in black. I wear it for the sick and lonely old, for the reckless ones whose bad trip left them cold. I wear the black in mourning for the lives that could have been. Each week we lose 100 fine young men. And yes, I wear it for the thousands who have died, believing that the Lord was on their side, and to wear it for another 100,000 who have died, believing that we all were on their side. Well, there's things that never will be right, I know, and things need changing everywhere you go. But till we start to make a move to make a few things right, you'll never see me wear a suit of white. I'd love to wear a rainbow every day to tell the world that everything's okay. But maybe I can carry off a little darkness on my back till things are brighter. I'm the man in black.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I've heard it all the way through like that. What you got? Go ahead. Open up. We're about to get some hate, aren't we? I can feel it. Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate
The song.
Johnny's vocal skills.
Uh-huh.
I am unimpressed with his emo country ass.
Oh,
When it comes to this song,
okay.
I wear black because the world sucks and I'm sad. Well, yeah, put on the eyeliner too in 20 years. You know, I mean,
He got you with the rainbow suit, didn't he? He did. I saw it. He did. That's when you lost it. You were okay until then, and you were like, well, shit.
actually, lyrically, I was just never okay with the song.
Yeah? Well, okay, so hold on. Let me give you a little...
He probably wears black because it's slimming and he had a gut.
Or, there's another way to think about it. It is slimming, though. So, I can't argue with you on the lyrics too much, but I'm going to give you this. It at least starts out with, he wears the black for the vulnerable.
I find that disingenuous,
It got
man.
stretched, but that's how it started out.
Yes, every emo is a martyr.
Come on. Oh.
That song ain't me. I don't identify with it. I'm never going to identify with it. Johnny Cash is a legend for a reason, and his vocal power was absolutely on display there.
Agreed.
But I'm never this song will never be on my playlist.
It
If I
done do
never
for you,
hear it
dog?
again, I'll be fine.
I think it would have hit different had he focused the if he'd had a focus on the who he's wearing black for, because it turned out to be for everybody,
Oh yeah,
and everything sucks.
all the sad stuff.
It's holy shit! It's Nirvana before Nirvana.
So there's country emo.
Yeah.
There's Seattle emo. And then there's emo. The emos perfected all of that. It was the eyeliner. They had to have the eyeliner.
Johnny didn't have any eyeliner on.
And there was no Hot Topic when Johnny was around.
Hot Topic.
Isn't that where you get emo shit?
Do you remember Spencer's
Yeah.
gifts?
Yeah.
Were they like before Hot Topic?
Yeah, they
there
were
was
the Hot
Spencer.
Topic before Hot Topic. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They had all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
But then they also had the emo shit.
Yeah, you could get emo there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I miss the mall. Like the OG mall, not the new shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, that song's never going to be in my playlist. Well, but I am going to share with you guys kind of why
Joe picked that song.
she picked it. So, her dad was passing away some weeks ago. And as people sometimes do, he got pretty agitated. Really couldn't be calmed down. And her sister, of all things, she had playlist stuff on her phone. Of all things, Johnny Cash, and I'm pretty sure it started with this song, settled him right down.
He just chilled right out.
Chilled right out. And when he got agitated after that, they'd fire up Johnny Cash and he'd chill right out. To our knowledge, the man never listened to Johnny Cash. So it was a little bit baffling for everybody, but it helped, so they did it. And that's why the spot on that song are tied.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks to Joanna. Let's talk about what's in that glass, man.
That's delicious.
Right?
That is really, really good. That nose, golly. This has got to be one of... So, actually, that's interesting. That is a very Bardstown nose. Like, I promise you could line up 10 glasses and I could pick out the Bardstown. Because their nose is very distinct.
This is so complex.
Mm-hmm.
Every sip is a different experience.
Caramels, dark caramels.
Ironically, I caught the weirdest thing in my last sip. This kind of earthy tone that was pleasing. Not like eating dirt, but kind of leaning that way a little bit.
You don't.
Somehow it was good.
You don't.
What?
Eating dirt.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a marine.
I know. And crowns.
We chew dirt. It's the thing.
Continue.
But every time, I'll try and break this down. I'm not sure I can. It's too complex and it changes.
Did you get the dark caramel up front?
Mm-hmm.
There's a wheat grass in the middle.
So the dark caramel kind of rolls into your tongue. And it's followed almost by like this false juniper, like you're drinking gin. It's like this pine.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't go full pine.
It doesn't go that far.
It's almost like pine tar.
Or the smell of pine.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
As a taste. Very subtle, that bit. Let me figure out the mid.
It's got like a rye finish.
The mids are vanilla and leather. And almost like some maple syrup kind of flavoring back there. The finish, the maple syrup flavor kind of holds. I'm not getting oak.
No, it holds with the maple syrup and then it finishes with a rye.
Kind of a peppery roll in, but I honestly cannot tell if that's a rye pepper in the mash or if it's just burned.
It's like a rye. It's like you took rye bread and you dipped it in maple syrup.
Yeah. So I don't know
with a little butter.
I don't think Bardstown tells us the mash bill on these.
They do.
Do they?
Bardstown.
Is
They're
it on
super
there?
transparent. So I love. You know how long it's been since we had a Bardstown on the channel?
I bet 3 years.
3 years, I promise.
Yeah.
So Bardstown Bourbon Company is the most sophisticated distillery in the country.
I believe it. I've been there.
We've been there, and you can't argue it. I promise. Honoring traditions while pushing the boundaries through innovation. Also true. We don't say that lightly.
They're not lying.
We kind of call them the Google of bourbon. Because you walk in and you're like...
What is this place?
Right. And their business model is not this.
Their business model is production, excess production for other distilleries.
For craft distilleries.
Craft distilleries.
Or big dogs.
Yeah, they're very good at what they do.
So, They do give us the mash bill.
Okay, what is it?
And then this was aged 6 years.
Okay.
The mash bill is 60% corn. And one of the cool things about Bardstown is they're super transparent. That's why they tell you the mash bill.
Until you start asking about their customers. Then they won't tell you anything.
I think there's some NDAs there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They won't disclose that stuff. So 60% corn, 4% malted barley, and 36% rye.
Well, that explains that rye roll-in.
Yep.
What's interesting, though, if I recall correctly, I won't play the proof game on this because I peaked. I think it was 120. Is that right?
You're close.
What is it?
122.4.
Yeah.
And it is so smooth at that proof.
It tastes about 100, 105.
Yes.
But that rye roll-in, you feel that.
Oh, it's so smooth, though. At 122 proof, we should feel it more.
The consistency of this is thick.
Yes. The mouthfeel, it's like syrup. Look at the legs. I mean, it just coats your glass.
This is so. You guys know how much I love Peerless as a distillery.
Mm-hmm.
I would stand this up against any Peerless I've had. Even the Peerless Rye, I'd stand it. It's different.
Yeah.
But in terms of
Quality,
enjoyableness,
yeah. In terms of quality and enjoyment, I think it's up there. I feel like, and I know this is hard to say. For some reason, the Peerless seem a little bit more complex.
So depending on which Peerless, I agree. Like some of their double this and that and finished stuff, the complexity's off the charts.
Right. And your brain's just going, what is all
Every
this?
time you drink it, what is all this? But I'm kind of getting that with this too.
This one for me, that caramels and that maple syrup is strong. It's a consistent flavor.
Yeah.
But it's good. So if you're in the Indiana area and you stop by Prime47,
ask them for a bottle, $110, worth it.
or pour,
Start with a pour, then you're going to want a bottle.
there you go.
They'll sell it to you right at the table.
But you can't pour the bottle out of the
Can't
table.
pour that bottle at the table.
Cost different.
Yep. So, thanks to Joanna for the bribe.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, give us a like. Drop down in the comments. Tell us what country music we need to check out. Tell us what North American whiskey we need to try.
You got it.
Did I say something about subscribing to the channel?
yet.
Oh, yeah. And by all means, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
It's like I'm almost remembering
You've
how to
almost
do
got
this.
it. Do you see how excited I got?
I know. I think
You were
that
like
actually
rolling
so
through it.
close.
You were so close. I probably jacked it up.
See you next time, guys.